Most leaders think change management is about sending the right email. It's not. Change doesn't fail because of poor announcements. It fails because of poor alignment. Organizations change strategy, restructure team, roll out new systems all the time, and then we're surprised when adoption is slow or resistance shows up. The issue isn't intelligence usually, it's clarity. Change succeeds when people understand why it's happening, what it means for them, and how their role connects to the mission. Without alignment, change feels like disruption. With alignment, change feels purposeful. The problem is most leaders communicate decisions instead of communicating intent, and we've talked a lot about intent and the idea of commander's intent in these TTP episodes before. A lot of leaders want to announce the new structure, the new tool, the new reporting lines, but skip the deeper explanation of what's really going on. Today, I'm going to show you 3 tactics strong leaders use to create alignment during change, plus stick around for the end for a bonus tactic. Tactic number 1 is to lead with the why before the what. In high-pressure environments, change only works when people understand the mission behind it. When I was leading teams in the Air Force, we didn't just pass down new procedures, we explained how those procedures connected to operational success. Now, sometimes you hit a time-critical operation where you say, look, just do it. But that's not a major change. That's not a major culture change or strategic change in the organization. That's a just do this now, we'll talk about why later kind of thing. So if we start with the new system, the new org chart, the new process, we will get compliance from people at best in a non-time critical situation. If we start with purpose, we'll get commitment. Change without purpose creates resistance. Change with purpose creates ownership. Tactic number 2 is to communicate intent, not just instruction. There's a concept in military leadership often referred to as commander's intent. We've talked about it in these episodes before. I even mentioned it earlier in the episode. This emphasizes clarity of outcome over micromanagement of method. When leading change, we shouldn't just tell people what to do. We need to tell them what success looks like, what constraints exist, what decisions they can make on their own. When people understand intent, they can adapt without constant supervision or input. That's alignment. Tactic number 3 is to expect emotional friction and address it early. Change isn't just operational, it's emotional for people. In corporate environments, we often underestimate this. We assume that once logic is presented, people immediately line because our logic is not assailable, right? Except it is emotional for them, and we have to understand that. So people are evaluating their job security. They're evaluating their competence. They're evaluating your competence. They're evaluating influence. They're evaluating the stability of what's going on in the situation. Strong leaders acknowledge this directly. They understand that these factors are in play. So we don't eliminate resistance by ignoring it. We reduce it by addressing concerns early and transparently. Okay, here's your bonus tactic for today. Reinforce change through accountability. This is where most change efforts quietly fail. The fastest way to kill change is to announce it and then tolerate old behavior. Alignment requires reinforcement. I can't tell you how many times I've seen, okay, we're all using the new system, and then some time critical thing comes up, and it's going to take just a little longer to do it the new way than the old way. And the boss says, okay, just this once, do it the old way. And then just this once turns into every single time. So if the new direction matters, then performance conversations must reflect it. Priorities must reflect it. Resource allocation must reflect it. If incentives reward using the old system wins. We've got to make sure that we are promoting the new system and using the new system or whatever the new thing is all the time and not go back to the old system when it becomes inconvenient to use the new system. Change sticks around when accountability supports it. Change management isn't about delivering information. It's about creating an alignment between mission, leadership intent, and daily behavior. When people understand why we're changing and what success looks like, resistance drops and momentum builds. All right, that's all for this week. If you found it helpful, share it with another leader and subscribe for more leadership tactics and procedures every week. Tell us in the comments, what's the biggest mistake you've seen leaders make during change? All right, go out there, do great things today. Onward and upward.